We are excited to welcome the CEO of Neuro20 and the godfather of EMS, DJ. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. So I wanted to just dive right in and tell us, why are you the godfather of EMS?
The reason why I got into EMS was because of my own injuries. I had multiple injuries from serving overseas, 138 broken bones, and over the course of trying to find...
138 broken bones.
Yeah, over the course. It wasn't one time. It was over the course of several years.
Several years.
Yeah, multiple IED explosions, parachuting accidents, things like that. So a lot of guys in the military are right where I'm at.
Right where you're
and
at.
That was my driving force, was to find something to make me better and to be able to help my brothers and sisters out there. And that's what got me. I traveled the world looking. I lived in China, India, living in different places, looking at different alternative medicines because traditional medicine wasn't helping me. So when I found EMS, I was reluctant of EMS. It has a bad stigma around it.
Where'd you find it?
I was over in Europe. I was living in Mallorca.
Mallorca.
And I came across a couple different companies, and I started using it. And I first realized the first thing it was, I was 245 pounds. So I was extremely overweight for years of not being inactive. I wasn't able to move. And EMS was able to activate muscles without putting that additional impact on my ligaments, tendons, and joints. So I started working with a few EMS companies, but I really couldn't handle. It was great for them. I won't speak bad about the competition. Their drive was to make money.
Right.
And they did a great job at the twice a week, 20 minutes, get fit. Now you as a health professional and a fitness professional, that's snake oil.
Correct.
Great marketing plan, great way to make money,
plan.
But I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help people.
And you were also in it to solve your own injuries or find a solution to help your brothers and sisters.
I slept on the floor. I couldn't even sleep in the bed with my wife. I couldn't run around in more than 10 minutes, kicking the football around, soccer
You look
ball.
great now.
Well, I'm trying, now I'm busy and I'm not working out. There's always excuses, you know that.
But you're no longer overweight.
No, I'm feeling much better now.
Was this an alignment with also finding the solution?
That's all I've done is EMS to make me better.
So the Neuro20 EMS suit, if you had what makes your suit so different from the ones you just led you into this industry?
Yeah, so after researching, finding more than 40,000 clinical studies and white papers done on electrical muscle stimulation in the medical field, I broke away from everybody in Europe, came back here to the US, put a great team of doctors together, scientists, and we dove into it. And while everybody was coming to market with these, we just stayed in our research mode, and we just currently got FDA cleared. And there's so many differences, there's not going to be enough time in the day. But in general, shape and size of the electrodes, the placement of the electrodes, the waveforms and frequencies, the science, which everybody gets bored with. There's a lot of science behind it. You might see the cover of a book looks similar, but when you open it up, one's a comic book, one's an encyclopedia.
Can I challenge you for a moment?
Sure, I love challenges.
For everyone who's paying attention, if you could simplify it. I know there's a lot of medical research on it, right? And you definitely, that was your driving force to find something that really works and not just another marketing tactic. And it took you a while to really bring this out to market because you were doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Quality, not just popularity, right? But if for everyone, even like my clients, I'm the CEO of Per Fitness, and my clients, even though they're high profile executives, they like simple when it comes to things that they don't truly understand. How would you simplify this for everyone who's watching?
Well, simplifying it is, first of all, it's not twice a week, 20 minutes. That doesn't work.
So what's
you have to do other things. What we like to say is use the EMS suits in your fitness routine to help shorten your routines on the days you're using it. But that gives you time for the kitchen and diet. That gives you time to go out and go for walks and spend other things. EMS activates more muscle fibers than traditional training. And as well as I do, that fast twitch muscle, the muscle fibers that are under your ligaments and tendons, they're not used. But when we activate them with EMS, because of the shape and size of our electrodes, electricity doesn't just go where you place it.
Right.
It continues to travel. So the design of the electrode shape and size is to get the fast twitch muscles under the ligaments and tendons, something like you try to receive with a Pilates, for example, on a reformer. You're trying to hold to activate that fast twitch muscle.
Right.
We just do it instantaneously. But more than anything, we move blood. We move blood, and we have an amazing increase in blood flow. And blood flow is a key. You're going to get more oxygen absorption, nutrient absorption. You're going to get more waste extraction. And that's going to help with an all-around body, healthy body.
And that also helps with the injuries, correct?
Yes, definitely. Inflammation, relaxation of muscle spasms, disuse atrophy when you're injured. Disuse atrophy is when your muscle's not being used, it just slowly shrinks away. And we can prevent and stop that.
Would that also help with longevity and like aging?
Of course. Now there are some things, because we're FDA approved as a medical device, there are a lot of clinical studies out there that show there's a chemical in the brain called BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factors.
Ooh,
it's a big word.
That's a big one.
That's why I like to call it.
That's simple, DJ.
Well, that's why I called it BDNF. But the simple answer is the chemical in the brain, BDNF, helps with balance and proprioception. So when you have aging, your BDNF production goes down. When you have injuries like a stroke, Parkinson's, musculoskeletal diseases, not injuries, that BDNF, traumatic brain injuries, BDNF production slows down. EMS is proven with multiple studies to increase that production above and beyond. Now, normal exercise will, usually around 5 or 6%. Utilizing our suit, we're showing 18 to 30% increase in BDNF.
18 to 30%. And this has been clinically proven.
Clinically proven, with Watanabe and Gordon have multiple studies on it.
And now just to highlight, this is not for every EMS suit, because not all of them are
correct.
Medically FDA approved.
Yes, that's correct. Most of the suits that you'll find here in the U.S., if they are FDA cleared, they're cleared for healthy muscle use only. We have 6 indications of use, and that's the increase of muscle performance and strength. We have increased blood flow, a relaxation of muscle spasms, increased range of motion. Remember we were talking about that fiber under there? As we take that pressure off the ligaments, because we're building the muscle, it's going to give you a wider range of motion. And nobody has those 6 indications of use other than us in the U.S.
Do you believe that in the future, everyone who exercises will be using a Neuro20 bodysuit?
I wouldn't say everybody. There are certain people that shouldn't use it for certain reasons. Pregnancy, for example, you don't want to use it on anybody that's pregnant.
Okay.
You don't want to use it on anything, your pacemaker, defibrillator. If they have any kind of pacemaker, defibrillator, they can't use it. We only have one contraindication, that's pacemaker defibrillator. They actually say you can use it on pregnant women, just not in the abdominal and lower paraspinal, lower back area. We err on the side of caution and say no pregnant women as well. But then there's also epilepsy and seizures. It's a warning. We make it a contraindication. We say don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because we don't know. We'd rather be safe than sorry. We're in the business of helping people, so we err on the side of caution on people who should use it.
So what about kids?
So we're working and we're developing some studies with diseases for children.
That would be huge.
But the problem is also you look at the human growth hormones increase when you use EMS. And in the pre-puberty stages and puberty stages, while they're growing, there's been no studies how that could affect a child. So we recommend nobody under 18 uses it without the express written consent of a doctor, because we're doing things with cerebral palsy and MS, and we're working on doing some IRBs and studies because there's been significant results with those patients.
Right.
So it's definitely only 100% medical when it comes to children.
So human growth hormones, you brought that up, and I think that's something I want to kind of dive into slightly. Is there it increases human growth hormone by how much? I mean, I know this is very in Los Angeles, for example, where my company is founded out of, a lot of our clients want to get on human growth hormone for the benefits of anti-aging.
You'll get a natural increase. I won't on a podcast or on anything. I can't say the numbers. I will never speak what I don't know exact.
Fair enough.
I will say is I know there's an increase in it. I've got a team of doctors and scientists that could answer that question.
Right.
So I don't want to misstate because I would never want to mislead anybody.
As a CEO of Neuro20, where do you see the future of the company?
We plan on being an all-around health and wellness. We'll never be a cure for any of these diseases, but we will provide a better quality of life.
Preventative.
We're working on, and preventative is one thing. It's definitely a preventive. We're doing a lot of preventative medicine. It's really better more than anything when you talk about the health and wellness and general fitness. It's more about being a great active recovery system. That's really what it is with the blood flow that we provide. The active recovery system is amazing.
We promote it that way, by the way.
That's the way it should be done.
To our clients that way.
The fitness is an ancillary benefit to EMS. EMS was designed as a medical device to treat medical conditions dating all the way back 500 BC. So when you look at it, like I said, it was just a great marketing play to make a lot of money, but the facts don't support it. Of that twice a week, 20 minutes.
You said 500 BC.
Yeah.
just for entertainment purposes, can you tell us how they were using this technology 500 BC? 'Cause
Yeah.
that sounds intriguing.
So in Greece, they used to put electric eels in the pools of water,
Eels?
electric eels, and the women would go into them and have childbirth, and the electrical current would assist with the contraction and releasing the baby and the pain. And that's as far back as we can date it, but it's moved through the course of time. It's always been around. It's just nobody's ever solidified it and stayed true to it. They always look off to go to make the money. We're staying true to it. We believe EMS can be used for, and we have great results with Parkinson's, MS, stroke rehabilitation. We have multiple medical diseases that have phenomenal results. We have patients that are up and moving out of wheelchairs, you know.
So, and I'm glad you're covering all this. One of the biggest objections that we get, again, we work with the high profile, high net worth clients in the Beverly Hills area, and everyone's concerned about the safety.
Yeah.
Of this technology. It's new,
Yeah.
right? They're like, well, I don't want to. What do you mean?
Yep.
You know, put this on my body and it helps with all these benefits.
So when it comes to safety, we pride ourselves on safety. We have so many safety protocols in our system. Like, for example, even if the electrode's not making a good connection, or sometimes when you overextend, an electrode can come off. Once that connection stops with the body, it immediately drops down to 5%, which you can't even feel. It'll drop down to 5%. They never have to get burned. When you look at, it's stimulating, you do have to be cautious. Overtraining is the number one problem with EMS.
Interesting.
You do not want to overtrain. That's where the whole 20 minutes came from. You should
That
never
was the
use it for more.
foundation.
Shouldn't use it more than 20 minutes. Because what happens is even though it doesn't feel like a lot, there's a lot of muscle micro-tearing going on when you use EMS. But don't get scared about micro-tearing muscles. Every exercise, that's what it does.
That's what it does, right?
You tear muscle, it builds back just kind of like a calf.
And it builds back stronger.
And it builds back stronger.
Yes.
So every exercise does that. EMS does it, but without that endurance and stress on the ligament and the tendons.
Well,
so you think you
aggravating
can
the
do, and you think you can do more.
Right.
Less is more when it comes to
more.
EMS.
So if you had to prescribe the ideal formula for someone like myself, who I run a high-end personal training company, what's the ideal formula to express to our clients on how we should use the Neuro20?
So, one, you should be doing other training, not just EMS like you're doing. So you're spot on with what you're doing.
Hey.
You're doing training. You want to use the EMS suit. You can implement it into your training program. So you can put it on for 15, 20, sometimes even 30 minutes, depending on the stimulation level.
20 minutes, and then they put it into that recovery mode.
Yeah, and then you move into the recovery
and then we
mode.
take it off and we transition out of it.
Yeah, so we have programs that are designed for specific applications. We're the only ones that have these programs and have patented. We move the muscles within microseconds to simulate movement that nobody else can do. So we can make your legs walk. We can involuntarily. So your legs can walk, sit to stand, swinging a bat, a hockey stick, jumping, box jumps.
Phenomenal for athletes.
Yeah, so it's a great tool. So you can specifically do it for the applications that the client needs. If they're looking to be running or just general walking and balance. If they're a sprinter, we have a sprinting program that will fire your muscles at a 9.6 second meter 100
Faster
meter dash.
fibers.
Yeah, so it's going. Now you're not going to run a 9.6 second meter dash, but what it's going to do is it's going to create the endurance on the muscle and the neuroplasticity, the communication between the brain and the muscle. We're going to speed that up. So you're going to have a better reaction time, more explosive reaction time.
So this is actually a question that I'm interested in myself as well. Where can we get these Neuro20 suits?
Well, right now you have to go to your doctor. Physical therapists
doctor.
have to do it. So it has to be prescribed by a medical professional. And it's not really prescription like you have to have a prescript. The doctor can send you to a PT therapy center, a wellness center that has it. Right now, like I said, we just launched. We're doing our sales launches in January. We really haven't even launched our product yet.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, we got the FDA in April, and we've really setting and putting together the right marketing and campaign. Like I said, we're not in a rush to go to market. We want to go to market right and educate people on the use of it.
Well, and you also want to disrupt the industry in a way, because the industry's been tainted.
Yeah.
So you, instead of just like jumping on that bandwagon, right? You want to come correct and like create a new paradigm and a new relationship with EMS.
Yeah.
I think you're doing just that, DJ.
Yeah.
So you plan on launching in January, and no matter what, the consumer has to go through a prescription.
They can find facilities that have it. They don't have to go to a doctor per se, because more and more doctors are leaving what I call insurance-based practices and opening up wellness centers, cash-based businesses. Those are our clients right now. Like, we've sold a few thousand units already
Right.
globally. However, it's about who you sell it to and how they use it. We're picky. We don't go to the big box gyms. I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to be,
Right.
they've come to us and asked us. We said, no, we're not going to, they have a high rotation. So you got to look for more of the boutique. We'll be putting on our website the locations of our distributors and the places they're using it if people need it. And we also on our website, you can reach out to us direct. We have teams
Yeah.
of doctors. We have full transparency. You can reach out to our physical therapist, our director of science, our physiatrist, our neurosurgeons, our orthopedic surgeons. They're all there to answer the questions people need, and we'll guide them in the direction to the closest people that have it.
Yeah, I believe our company could potentially be one of the distributors for you guys in that Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
West Los Angeles area.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. I love the way you're doing things.
Yeah, and I really bond with you as well personally. I think our ideology behind the mission of what you're doing with Neuro20, I'm in alignment with wholeheartedly. Is there anything that you want to highlight or share with the community here watching as the CEO of Neuro20 that I might have missed asking you?
I guess the biggest thing I would say is if it sounds like it's too good to be true, it's because it is. Twice a week, 20 minutes is never going to get you fit. You have to do other things in your life. You have to use EMS as an ancillary tool for your fitness and wellness. It's mainly for active recovery. That's really what EMS was designed for, was more about recovery, bone density, synovial fluid, for example. When you use EMS, tissue temperature heats up, blood flow heats up. Them are the two things you need for synovial fluid, which synovial fluid is the liquid in your joints. So just use it wisely, be careful who you use, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say, hey, what is this device? Is it FDA cleared? Because there's a lot of products out there now. Even in the fitness market, you shouldn't be using it unless it's FDA cleared. Even on the fitness products, there are so many ways that you can do things wrong. The waveforms, the frequencies, the science part of it, that just don't align with what they say sometimes.
And what about these med clinics that use the EMS Sculpt?
EMS Sculpt is a combination of EMS radio frequency, I believe. So EMS Sculpt is the only EMS device, and it's not just EMS. It's in with, I don't know if it's light laser or radio frequency or microwave frequency. It's a combination of the both that melts fat.
Do you like it? Well,
it's a temporary solution. It's
Right.
going to come right back. I believe you should be healthy, you should eat healthy, and you should be active to lose weight.
especially for longevity.
Yeah. So if you want to use it to feel confident to get into the gym or to wear them gym clothes,
little boost.
it's a boost of
Or a
confidence.
finisher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But it's not the solution.
Amazing. Last question for you. Okay. Can you wear the Neuro20, since it is mainly for recovery? Can you, for example, let's say you get it through a distributor that's been approved. Can you wear it every single day? Let's say you're actively training. Can you wear it every day just to recover? Can you put it at home?
For recovery, so we have different programs. We have a program that's designed for stretching, and we have a massage program that's designed just to increase blood flow. Those can be used daily. Daily. But the training
15
programs,
minutes, 10 minutes.
strength, conditioning, and our 15 PEMS programs, walking, running, cycling, those are muscles. And the reason why is you need to let your body repair.
Right.
So when you use the training, you need 48 to 72 hours for a good recovery, the muscles repair. Just when you go to the gym, you do chest one day, and then you do all these ones, and it comes back.
Right.
You're usually doing, when you do chest, it's usually 3 to 4 days before you do it again.
Correct, yes.
So when you do EMS on the whole body, you need that 2 to 3 days of recovery before your muscles can properly be trained again.
There could be a situation where a program is you use the EMS for training, you also use it for recovery, so you could potentially be wearing this suit daily.
Yeah.
That's
So I use it every day.
You use it every day.
Yeah, I train 2 days a week in it. So I do the conditioning training, and I do some of the sprinting programs just to keep my endurance up.
Do you still sleep on the floor?
Huh?
You still
No, I'm 100%. I'm back in what I call fighting shape.
You heard that here first. Back in fighting shape. I love that.
I'm back in the same shape I was when I was overseas working.
Wow.
And that was, 15 years ago.
Look at that. It made me smile. Well, that's amazing. DJ, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for...
The pleasure was mine, and I love what you're doing,
Thank you.
And I want to thank AI Wellness, too, for having us on board and getting put on the AI Wellness. And, like I said, our team is always available for your team to answer any questions.
I'm excited.
And anybody out there.
Yeah.
Simple emails, phone calls. You have access to an entire team of doctors and professionals to answer your EMS questions.
All right, thank you, AI Wellness, the CEO of Neuro20, and the CEO of Perfitness, coming to you guys here. And we'll hopefully see you guys again soon.